Hello and welcome back. This is Alice Xmos Presents a Game of Thrones Genesis, where we play through the campaign on Expert. It's a little bit of a how-to, a bit of a review. So this mission is Pillaging, and I can't remember the level number, level 17, and it's the first mission in the War of the Five Kings campaign. And oddly enough, you play as Beric Dondarrion, which is an interesting choice. So, the War of the Five Kings being between Joffrey, Robb, Stannis, Renly, and I won't say the fifth one is, but for this case, Beric's fighting for Robert still. So, it's kind of interesting. So this is a kind of a hit and run mission, level I suppose, where you've got limited resources, somewhat limited. You've got a little bit of freedom to buy some new units, but you've got no means of gaining income because you're basically a band of outlaws. So you just do hit and run tactics, and you're intercepting the Lannisters, the wagons, to cut off their supplies. So first one's fairly straightforward. It comes from the north. Each of the merchants come with like a guardsman as well. So you probably want to send horsemen out to kill the actual merchant, and then your other units to go kill the guardsman. Okay, so there's more. Another one coming from that direction on the right hand side. So I'm just getting some more horsemen just because they're the quickest. They can make up the ground. You can see you're on a time limit there. So you've got about 2 minutes per wave before they reach the Lannisters' castle. Which I think's the Red Keep in this. I think, I'm not too sure.
Understood.
But yeah, so it's handy to know where the where the units are spawned and where they're next going to be. So it kind of does follow a natural flow anyway, so it's not too difficult. But yeah, I think the Lightning Lord, he's a pretty interesting character. He's pretty interesting. It's slightly inconclusive exactly what happens to him. And maybe later on I'll explain his circumstances a little bit better and how they came about. But it's pretty cool. So he sees more wagons heading that way. I think these ones can be quite tricky to intercept if you're a bit slower, which is the last wave. But I just keep building horsemen, because all you have to do is actually kill the merchants. You don't have to kill the units if you don't want to. So it's something that I do though. Just typically kill all the units anyway. And I suppose it levels up your units, and it feels a little bit more complete when you do. But there, see, I timed building that new horseman on that wave, so he could come out and attack that merchant from the rear. So yeah, because building swordsmen and archers, they're just way too slow to get across the map. So just keep building horsemen all the time, and you should be right. You should be able to flag them down.
We will eliminate that target. At your command. Victory will be ours.
So almost about to get this. I think this is the last merchant, maybe.
I'm listening. I am being attacked.
So there it goes. Yeah, mission checkpoint saved. Cool. And then now this is probably the tricky part, and this is why I built so many horsemen as well. So the Lannisters now will attack the cities themselves. And it's one up in the north, one to the west, and one in the northwest. So if you can send a horseman to each of those at the start, then that's awesome. But basically they try and bust down the doors and come in through there. So building a couple swordsmen now, just because where they are being built from isn't too far from the places they're attacking. So, and sometimes they are guardsmen and stuff like that, so your horsemen aren't always the best suited for it. And because they've got so many horsemen now, they're getting a bit expensive. So, yep, going to go. That's the first one that gets struck. So, send your forces there. And I know the one there up the north that's getting attacked as well. So I want to attack those units and at least delay them as best as I can. I'd quite like to kill them outright, but it's not not always plausible. So, and I am sending units up to the top as well in preparation because I know that that's the next place they're going to attack. If you wait until they attack and you kind of move from one place to the next to the next to the next, then you're going to be too slow. You're going to have to spread your forces out at the start like I did and send, some there, and some there. But they still attack in that order of west first, then north, and then northwest. So, and then I've got some swordsmen up there in time to attack those swordsmen. But yeah, you're just going to make sure, especially for this northern one up here, that whatever units you do send first, that it's kind of enough units, because it's so far away that reinforcements are going to take way too long to get there. So yeah, so that's why building horsemen at the start are pretty good. And I threw in a couple of swordsmen there near the end, and I know that from playing this and failing the first time that I knew where I needed to send my forces in the order that they attacked in. So if you stick to that, you can pass the mission, even on expert. So if you are trying it on an easier difficulty, then you should be able to follow the strat and be able to do it. And I'm just mopping up the last of the Lannisters here. Yeah, I don't know, it's an interesting time. I think this is them pillaging the Riverlands, maybe, is where it's supposed to be. So it's an interesting time in the book. When it's happening, it's good to get some justice and kill some of those lions. And there we go, perfect, as Beric Dondren says. And that's that. That's the victory on that one. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.